Welcome to Call of Cthulhu. This will be my first time playing the game, but I have heard of it for a while now. I have been wanting to play this game ever since it kind of released. Though I know it's not really a very long game and is maybe a bit disappointing to some players. I still am very intrigued on the story. I've always been kind of interested in the H.P. Lovecraft or Cthulhu mythos and stuff like that. I haven't read up on a bunch of it, but I kind of like get the idea of it. And yeah, really just wanted to give the game a try. I got it for free on the Xbox Games with Gold, so why not? So, guess we're gonna go ahead and get it started and see if it's any good. Let's enter the madness of Call of Cthulhu. Alright, so let's get started. Chapter 1, Pierce Investigation Agency, Boston. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, a veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has had trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly, or risk losing his license. If I am mad, is it mercy? May God's pity the man who is in callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. Alright. Sensitivity feels a little weird, but it's not too bad. Feels just kind of loose, I guess. Line of dead fish. Oh god. Face is like filled with great whites. Crouch, press B. Oh, weird. It's got like a whole movement animation when I do it too. Can't really see that. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay, with the A button. Okay. Okay, sprints. I can with the left trigger. That's weird. Is there like a key I need to find? Oh. Oh, weird. It's a lean mechanic. The bumpers. I mean, it's telling me the crouch. Oh, that's why, okay. Your hidden path. Zoom this. Yep. Alright, done. Counter darkness. You must line up some items in order to interact with them. Okay. So, grab lantern. Huh. So it's, what do you call it? Bolt cutters. Couldn't grab bolt cutters because it was in the dark? Come on now. But, it's like, what's that game called? What the hell? on PC. I forget what it's called. And cut bolt.
In my wake, pulled along. Fate inescapably draws you on.
Alright. Okay, that's back there. Weird, I can't cut it from this angle. And there's a killer whale. Hello.
What a putrid offering.
Talking about me or talking about them? Jesus Christ. Like, I know that H.P. Lovecraft was their like fishing towns, but Jesus.
You have been chosen.
So is there no combat in the game? Because I've been chosen?
Behold,
Well,
everything has already been written.
that's Slenderman.
But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Okay.
I hate whiskey.
So is that supposed to be me? Consult diary. Pierce Investigations Agency. I'm a private detective agency contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. A lot of detective agencies. Anyways, the Great War, I declared, is a setup in Boston where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the others. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office couch is less comfortable than a real bed. I should probably get rid of these empty bottles, but this place is mine for the moment. So we got inhabitants, places, occult. Oh, skill tree. Hello. Stream. Yeah, because this is supposed to be, I think, based off a tabletop game by the same name. Weird, it already has some pre-built ones in. Occultism. Yeah, occultism. Represents your knowledge of the occult science, improves the skill to increase your chances of determining the use and origin of the occult artifacts, and of expressing your knowledge of the myth. Medicines and occult skills can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. Psychology. For CP. So where's my CP at? Oh, okay, 0 CP. Okay, so character points. Gotcha. So, psychology represents your knowledge of human behavior. Improving this skill increases your chances of understanding the motivations of a person based on his or her behavior, or on the analysis of an object. Spot hidden. Spot hidden represents your ability to find hidden objects. Improving this skill increases the chance of finding hidden objects and uncovering an object that will not appear in game. Weird. Eloquence represents your ability to influence those you talk to by the power of speech. Improving this skill increases your chances of convincing or manipulating during discussions. Strength represents your ability to call your physical power, or call on your physical power. Improving the skills increases your chance of forcing doors or mechanisms, or using violence, physical or verbal, during investigations. Okay. So, I could be either good cop or bad cop, basically. Medicine represents your medical knowledge. Improving this skill increases your chances of determining the dosage of a drug, making a diagnostic, or of expressing your understanding of a medical problem. And then finally, investigation, investigation represents your investigating skills. Improving this skill increases your chances of understanding understanding past events by analyzing a crime scene or an object and picking locks. Okay. Pretty simple tree. See how it's a short game. Yeah, I think don't quote me, but I think it's like a 4 to 5 hour game. And there's not really a lot to it. It's just it's just story, really, more or less. I was just curious about it. I don't know if I'll keep going with it. If it just doesn't seem like my thing, I'll just stop playing it. It's not that big of a deal. So I'll try to read as much as I can, just because I'm interested in it. So, and plus, there's not really. I don't think there's supposed to be a lot of combat in the game or nothing. So it's not like we're really missing out too much. But yeah. So sanity, stable. Confident in your abilities and your Cartesian mind, you conduct your investigation by sticking to the facts, your conversation and perception of reality. Your conclusions are logical and reliable. So I have a stable mind is what it's telling me. I guess if I start seeing more, I'll start to go more insane. So that's cool. Okay. Forced to hold. Oh, okay, yeah, there's a little bit more to it then. So Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in Meuse Argonne offensive. He is one of the few survivals of the Lost Battalion American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire, forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades without food or medical supplies. The soldiers were considered as lost considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off nightmares that haunt him. Jesus. I was interested in the book as a kid, but the game looks cool too. Funny enough, I actually got an H.P. Lovecraft book, but it's like a big, like, I don't even know how many pages, but it's got a lot of different stories into it that I really want to read, but man, am I lazy when it comes to reading books. I just can't sit down and do it a lot of the time. So I got my own lighter that I engraved memory in the 77th Infantry Division and Men's of the Lost Battalion who fell. So October 7th, 2018. Or 1918, I'm sorry. I assume. That is literally... Yeah, that is a day before my birthday. That's pretty funny. Not the final date, but I'm on October 8th. Yeah. The dude was deliciously twisted from what I remember. Yeah, that's how most H.P. Lovecraft characters are, because it's all based on sanity and madness and such.
Take these things.
The doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmares, but for a while now, their effects have been wearing off. Okay. Like this jam. Have a drink? No drink. I'm good.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Pierce Investigation Agency, October 20th, 1924. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? What does that say? U.S. is voted dry. So it would make us wet. Ah, well, give me back my music. Wait, what? The game save. Wait, music mode. Oh, that's not cool. Music. Who's calling me?
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
That fucking sucks. Oh. Oh, okay, so this is how it actually tells me about it. So, what should I do? I have 8 CP. Would be a good thing to upgrade. Because I was hearing... Let's see. Yeah, picking locks. Yeah, I was hearing that upgrading this skill is actually a bit better because, of course, he can pick locks and go to more places, so I think I'll probably do that, at least to start off. Oh, okay, so it does like... Okay, so you can stack them. That's cool. So I have 2 more. Let's see, that one requires 2, that one requires 2, so... Medicine represents your medical knowledge. Increased chance to determine. Spot hidden. Let's do this. Okay, and validate.
Thank you for this
Yes.
information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness.
It
Or
is.
if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all
pretty
you
cool,
want
though.
from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Alright. So let's open the notebook. Doctor, or Pierce Investigation Agency, the doctor can well repeat it to me. Oh, wait, alright. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I see. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from an unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? A strange picture, painted by Sarah Hawkins, a short while before her tragic death, was sent to her father, just after the otters died. He is convinced that this is the sender. He brought me the painting so I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came into my office. He wants me to report or reopen the Sarah Hawkins case named after his daughter, who died in a fire alongside her family. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case. Okay.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 35 or 36, Darkwater. The police report says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insisted on Sarah Hawkins' mental fragility. Why? A press cutting an article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Okay. So let's check out the painting. Oh, yeah, hold it.
On the man's chest. It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Oh, hello. So, find out about Warehouse 36. Where did Sarah Hawkins live? You shouldn't take this painting lightly. I read about her mental fragility in the report. Something's not right with the story. Oh, okay, so this is because I have Investigation Expert. Unlocked an answer. I don't... See, that's why I hate, like, starting off games like this, because I don't know if a choice will let me go to the other choices before I do everything. Because I feel like if I choose this one, it's probably going to stop it, and then go on to something different.
Her husband
Let's just
was a
see what
big deal on
happens.
the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Okay, good. So,
Darkwater.
where did she live?
Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
Okay.
You must tell me
mental
if what the
fragility.
police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
I like how you keep saying, oh, she's not crazy, but she says and does crazy things, and she has a crazy painting. But she's not crazy. So find out about warehouse. Shouldn't take...
The sender's
Okay,
label
so I guess
mentions
do
Warehouse
this.
36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Okay.
The meaning
So you shouldn't take this painting lightly.
exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
He's her father. How does he not know his daughter? He obviously cares now that she's dead. Yeah, sadly, that's just how some people are. So wait,
I think
that's all I
I'm
need.
beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down.
Her honor.
I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right, I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North
Whoa.
Atlantic. I'll no doubt find
Okay.
some information on this island in there.
So there's a lot of things you can already do. I will say, so far, I don't care for the character models. They do not look good. They look very dated. But I do like the look of the actual environment. The environment looks pretty nice, actually. It's very detailed.
I should get rid of all this stuff. I should get rid of all this stuff.
So I guess this is his past cases. Okay. Closed.
Natural sciences,
this-
linguistics, archaeology. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Huh. So wait. Buck painting found in cave of Darkwater Island. Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, like, is that really the shape of the island? I mean, that looks like it's it looks like an actual fucking fish, but with more to it. But okay, so it's a rock painting. Okay. Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with many memories left behind by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidence of such native and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornaments the walls of the walls of the long abandoned caves. Was it to a sea or a dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the delicious, the mysterious, and tumultuous story of the small land off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater. A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
Huh. Bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case. When you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one could do against a private detective who's got proof against you. Ah, okay. So I guess the guy hired him kind of fucked up, didn't he? Let's look around a little
Married
more.
woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Husband never understood that his wife had left him. Or why? No. Understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me for weeks after the investigation has been closed. Oh. Why did he give it that little tone? A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. The first volume lists all illnesses, down to the civilized world. It details the symptoms and suitable treatments. Learning of Medicine, Volume 1. Ah, so it helps if I can find... It's kind of like Skyrim. If I find like books or something of interest, it actually helps improve my other skills. That's pretty cool. Nothing
The Wentworth
there.
Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
No? That's
I
too
used to
bad.
be an avid reader.
I can tell. But, you seem to not really care about your books anymore. Come on, dude.
The
Cool.
Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up what happened to him. Alright, let me check out the rest of those things. So... Okay, so all that remains is to leave for Darkwater. I'll certainly find something on Darkwater on my bookshelf. Okay, so I already did that. There we go. Stephen Webster, age 63, occupation, businessman. A wealthy businessman, well represented in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He is ready to do anything to prove that his daughter was not mad. Charles Hawkins, age 41, occupation, shipowner. Deceased. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater. The heir of ship owner family, he had to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip in Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to a remote island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon and lived in a very secretive life. Sarah Hawkins, age 33, occupation, painter, deceased. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnist, a wealthy Boston heiress known for her party-going, chooses to follow her new husband and live as a recluse on an island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers, and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continues to seek the truth. And then Simon Hawkins, age 11. He looks like a Sims character. Actually, no, he looks like the Stocks meme. He just looks like the Stocks meme. Or Stonks, whatever you say it. But with some hair. So his occupation was a schoolboy. Only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins. He died in the fire that claimed his whole family. He is also deceased. So Island of Darkwater. It would seem that the world has forgotten the very existence of the isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs. and with only one outlet to the sea. It is mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on the island that is still profitable is medical institutions. Huh. Okay. For shame. For shame. Must respect the books. I mean, you bought them, so why not take care of them, you know? Can't all be that bad. Art of Sarah Hawkins. Intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced imposter for others, Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painting offers strange images with violent colors and wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are a testimony to her visions of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal to the other dimension. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. Painting by Sarah Hawkins. This painting depicts a monstrous silhouette threatening a woman and child. Oh, I didn't even see the child. Flames can be made out from the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Sarah Hawkins, thinks that it is linked with the death of her daughter. Well, I mean, honestly could be, but the only difference here is the husband, you know. You got Stefan and then the boy, or her son. So does that make the husband the painting, or like the figure, the dark figure on the right? Who knows? Knowledge. Okay, so this is all stuff I already looked through. Inspect. Oh, okay. Alright then. Looks to be about everything. So let's finally move on and try to solve this case. Hold on, I gotta I gotta hold the button down. Hope I didn't miss anything. Chapter 2, Dockwater Port. Pierce took the Hawkins case. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. The shipping label and address, a warehouse, set on the docks of an island of dark water. The place seems to be a starting point for Pierce's investigation. The loading screens are atrociously long. Oh, a title screen. It was nothing. Music's pretty nice.
There.
Fits the moon atmosphere, you know? Call of Cthulhu.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood.
Ooh.
I'm going for a look around the docks.
Alright. Music's creepy. I like it. Whoa. Okay, when they said large, jagged rocks, they were not kidding. Can't even see the tip of that one. That's crazy.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
You've seen how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break everything.
You can't do that.
But it's only a fish.
A fish? You've got no idea. Don't badmouth what you don't know, or you'll pay for it for sure.
Okay, that's enough. Step back and let us do our job.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
Medicine.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know
Really?
what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors.
Fail
it's
on a
sign.
skill set?
There's something coming.
Oh.
Something real bad.
So if I have a higher
Don't
skill...
put that beast back in the water, you
Okay,
shysters.
so
You're
if I have a
crazy.
higher
cops,
medical
they
skill, I
can't
can
understand.
interact with this later
Damn
and,
stupid idiots.
I guess, figure
Get
out
it,
what
nobody
caused
listens to us
the
anyway.
death.
That's no way.
Interesting.
Same goes for you, sir.
As a police officer, I
Move
need to
along.
talk to you. So, you know about
I'm
Warehouse
looking for this
36.
Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You can't understand.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
They're cops.
You
They
shyster.
can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots.
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Alright.
That's no way to treat an omen.
That's no way to trade an omen.
You hear that? You bilge rats don't scare me.
What did he
Nothing
call
for
us
you
just
here
now?
either.
I said you were a
Pretense.
bilge rat. And even a pox limpet.
There's nothing
What?
for you
What?
here
You
either.
don't know what you're doing.
Pretense.
Hidden in the fog.
Alright, game, I
I'll
see.
shut up your big mouth once
So,
and for all.
Darkwater is near New York. Well, I've never been, so maybe you're right.
Prohibition is just
prohibition.
a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Yeah, no kidding. Alright, well. British New Yorkers. Yeah, they've evolved, but more or less. That wasn't very cash money of you.
Hey, be careful.
Nice. I like him already.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Roy Mitchell. Your voice sounded familiar. Can you talk again? The guy didn't show respect. It wasn't me who went looking for it. Wait, to test elegance.
You saw what
That's right.
happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure rises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
I see you've probably been in confrontations with the police more than once. Also, I know I've heard your voice, but I just can't pinpoint where I've heard it before. I like the voice, though. For a house, no provision around here. Find out about Darkwater. Order a drink. Well, we can't talk to a barsman
Captain
without
Fitzroy
ordering a
told me
drink.
about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
fine. What about any information about Darkwater? Wouldn't happen to
can
know
you tell me about
Sarah Hawkins,
We
would
all
you?
knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
If they're true. It's not speaking ill,
Her
if it's
vision.
true.
Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Yeah, I get you. Well,
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of Darkwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
so there's not really prohibition
I didn't
around here,
expect
is
to
there?
find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who?
Miracle.
Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
Of course.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
So I assume it's the only woman in this bar. Well, I got any more information about Darkwater? Oh, wait, never mind. I already looked at that. Okay, so tell me about
You know where
Warehouse
this
36.
Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Say no more. Oh, I think
That'll be
we're
all
good
for
here.
now.
I like Pierce's voice. Very soft. Yeah, he's got a pretty nice little voice. Again, this one also, his voice also sounds familiar. I think he's from, I don't know if you heard of the game, called Vampire. It's like, it's vampire but with a Y instead of an R or something like that. I think it's the same guy who like does the main character. I don't know, but I like his voice. Sure, I've heard it in other things as well.
What you looking at, stranger?
So hello, lady. Hey, stranger. I've got some guns for you, stranger. She can certainly put 'em that way. Nothing at all. What's a woman like you doing at a place like
Clientele is
this?
predominantly male.
Tell me something I don't know.
I meant nothing by it. I'm just wondering what a woman like you is doing in this flea trap.
And I'm wondering what could be going through the head of the chump who goes to disturb her. Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Beat it, beat it, beat it.
I told you to beat it.
Alright, fine. If I'd had more dialogue, I'm sorry.
I'd sooner be snug in a default tub, drinking of strong beer. If I had the wings of the girly boys, I would spread them and fly home. I'd leave old Queensland's icy.
Do you like our song?
Yes, I did.
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
Whales. So
I've
what's
never
that
heard
song?
this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof. Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
Delicioso.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
Who would have
You
thunk?
exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Huh. Okay. I think I've heard of the game but never played it. Oh, I assume you were talking about Vampire. Yeah, it's kind of a... It's kind of like this game, actually. Kind of like, you know, story-based, not great combat or nothing. Kind of the same art style and all that stuff, but yeah. Damn drunks. Looks fun. That's gonna be us when we lost our minds. Yeah, pretty much. So group songs tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be your next stream, right? You're gonna do
I bid
this
you
song.
farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Stranger. And everyone's giving me the merchant vibes from Resident Evil 4 all of a sudden. Oh, hi. Huh. So, see, you got a great tattoo there. Oh, there's another tattoo there. Yeah. Anyways.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
Who's like Soul? The Chancety, 21st May 1847. Miraculous catch. The Skyla returns to port to save Darkwater from famine. We had given up hope. The crew of the Skyla, or what remains of it, returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed at the sight of the unbelievable catch that the brave vessel had on board, of a size that went beyond that of a formidable toothed whales. The Cetacean, I don't know. That is already being called the miraculous catch. Covered the whole deck with parts of it hanging off the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told of a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched by its quality and plentiful nutritional benefits. Oh, that's awesome. There is no doubt that the immense size of the whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering, or a house for rent. Mr. Marks is putting his warehouse up for rent from June for fishing, workshop, or storage activities. You can contact him via your favorite newspaper or visit him on the docks. Special evening at the Stranded Whale to celebrate the return of our brave whalers. All of the staff of the Stranded Whale invite you to an exceptional and free tasting event. Come with your family or with your friends to taste a miraculous catch. Each person will leave with a bottle of oil, so don't hesitate. So, god dang, how big was that whale? I mean, if it was enough to feed an entire island to basically stop famine from a single whale? I mean, I know there's probably not a ton of people living on this island, but still, that is crazy. And, the ship that they're talking about, the Skyla, that's the ship that we came in on. Actually. When he was cheating on the in the test, remember, Soul Eater? Oh, I get what you're talking about. Yeah, I get. Yeah, he just forgot to study. Well, let's talk to Soul here.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Knowledge. Huh. Alright.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
You said it.
She will do it again, you know.
Oh.
The girl doctor.
Wait. Oh, I didn't realize it said that they were a member of the asylum staff.
Not that again. She will get
There's an
us
asylum
in
on the island?
I know.
Anyways.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
Always free for the lady, huh? Wonder why. Definitely not the supplier or anything. Alright, let's talk to our main man up here. Anything around here to...
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years.
Man, freaking... They got a lot of... Also, they got, like, impressively straight lines going on here. Nice.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor.
Okay. Man, so they have a lot of different kinds of whales around here. Killer whales, sperm whales. I didn't really see some of the others, but, you know. Oh, sweet. Second volume teaches ethics and good practice to medical staff. Cool. So, let me see. Does that... Okay, so, yeah, I bring up the meter a bit. Gotcha. So how do I get these points, I wonder? Oops. Yeah, the loading is a little iffy. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Remove. Improved by objects discovered in the environment. Huh. Medicine and occult can only be improved by objects discovered in the environment. Fine. Okay. So let's see. I'll do that then. I'll be right back, by the way. Sorry about that. Nature called. Maka maka maka. Maka 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 maka. I love Soul Eater. Man, I ended up buying the Blu-ray, but I just didn't. End up rewatching it. Well, no, I watched a little bit of it, I think. But, I mean, oh well. Okay, so we got Roy Mitchell, age 55, occupation, owner of the Stranded Whale Bar. Roy Mitchell runs the only bar on Darkwater. Prohibition has no hold on the stranded whale, and sailors come to seek some comfort in Mitchell's whiskey. The man, therefore, knows more than anyone the secrets and rumors that the inhabitants of the island exchanged for a few glasses. Michel is devoted to the golden age of whale hunting. If the numerous trophies that decorate his establishment are anything to go by, the man will talk freely on the subject on which he is so keen. But he will be far less enthusiastic if one was to inquire about his source of liquor. So, Darkwater Port. At the entrance of the port of Darkwater, one still passes in front of the shell of Scala. The last whaling ship has brought back a catch. Sailors wander to the docks, looking for some small job for the day. A gang of bootleggers has set itself up there and is gnawing away at the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and mainland. Here, the golden age of whale hunting is but a distant memory. I'm stuck on crack? What the hell are you talking about? The Stranded Whale. A bar where liquor is served with a total impurity. It's the last thing I expected to find when I arrived on this island. The Stranded Whale is its name, and managed with an iron hand by the owner, a certain Mitchell, does not tolerate troublemakers, and he fiercely protects the identity of his suppliers. All the inhabitants of the area seem to go there, and I even saw what looked to be a truce between the bootleggers and the sailors. The name of the mission I'm on in Hard Nights is just called Crack. Okay, it's weird. The Miraculous Catch. Hold on. Sorry, there was something in my eye. The Miraculous Catch is what the locals call the catch of their whalers in 1847. Although the whales were disappearing from the fishing zone of the dark waters, Jesus Christ. I'm like getting like so fumbled up. Let me try that again. The Miraculous Catch is what the locals call the catch of the whalers in 1847. Although the whalers were disappearing from the fishing zone of the dark waters, the crew of the Scala made a gigantic and monstrous catch that saved the island from famine, and they still celebrate their catch. And an article from the time that still decorates the bar. It's strange how the many memories seem to be alive. It is so maintained by survivors. Okay, I don't know what it is about that particular like paragraph, but I had like way too much trouble reading it. I don't know. It doesn't look like it should be that much trouble, but it is for me for some reason. Okay, so we already read all that. Ugh. So, how you doing? Like your green flame? That's pretty cool.
I brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Okay.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you.
I get it.
But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make your payment to the carrier. Cat. Okay. So the desk next. Oh, okay, this desk.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are still legible. 1890, 1907. And a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to be hidden? What? Oh. I thought you teleported, man. That was weird.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the Stranded Whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Well, alright. I appreciate it. So, yeah, those documents,
Your
not really much
manifests
to
have
it.
been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
They usually do. The fishing stopped in 1847. Tell me.
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
So, since you seem to be very knowledgeable in Darkwater, what can you tell me? Oh, actually, how about you tell me about this cat?
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Now, I mean, you didn't do anything to stop me from looking into your drawer, so can you really blame me for asking the question? I mean, come on. Pay attention, mate.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Ha! Indeed, you're right.
The police took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least.
I mean, he's got a point. I mean, what else could have attacked it, you know?
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailor's return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on the wall of the stranded whale.
It was a very interesting story. Alright. What about Warehouse 36?
Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Look, man, it's literally right there.
You know
Why didn't
who
you
the
see
building
it?
belongs
Come on,
to,
man.
don't you?
No. Yes. Wait, why would I lie? You underestimate me? Is this game for you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
Huh. Where's this warehouse? Wait, what? What was the point of that? Why was there like two choices that was giving me, hey, you underestimate me, I'm a smart ass, and one that's just, oh, it's the Hawkins place, isn't it? They're both literally the same thing. What was the point of having that?
I shall be on my way.
Whatever.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Time for Sorrel to go to bed. Very interesting game. Thanks for sharing it. If Pierce is in Vampire, I may have to get it. I hope that voice haunts my dreams. Hearts. Yeah, I guess I'll look into that then. But, alright, Sorrel. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed your stay. See you next time.
Something real bad.
don't put that beast back in the water,
Oh, they got him
you
mostly put
shysters,
in
you're
now.
crazy.
They're cops.
You
They
shysters!
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're
Don't
not
know.
sailors.
I don't have enough knowledge.
There's something coming. Something real bad.
Oh, hello.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I've never done such a thing. I've just arrived,
How
you
can I be the
fools.
one who defaced your saint? I've just come ashore, you idiots.
That's true. We're as drunk as lords.
You bet. We could have gone by without us seeing you.
Do not rile me. You can hardly stand up.
He's right.
We're no match.
He's
For
right.
the moment. We're
For the
annoyed.
moment,
It's
I have to gain more
understandable.
power level.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
So what about
That
Saint
statue
Bernard,
represents
huh?
your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Huh. Okay. They look like fish. I don't really see it. But hey, maybe you're well onto something. Maybe they're all fish people. Wouldn't surprise me.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
One man's trash is another
Isn't
man's
that a bit
treasure.
early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do
It's
anyway.
never.
There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
Alright.
The
What
two
about those
guys
guys over
behind
there?
you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
So about this cat, I have heard her name.
Is
Any
it Cat
leads?
who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Whoa, bro,
Nothing
whoa,
at
bro.
all.
Nothing at all, of course. Stuff more there.
I've taken
so I guess
enough of
I'll
you
just leave you
We'll
to
see you later.
alligator. All right. It's a nice boat.
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hid them somewhere in your hut on the docks. How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway. Who's this guy?
So,
No idea.
guys,
You better
how's it
keep
going?
it shut.
Why, we don't have a clear conscience.
Quiet. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
Investigate their activities. Oh, I can lie.
I've got to get inside. It's your boss who sent me.
Oh, yeah? And why didn't she say anything to us?
She sent me to see who's filching her stock.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You got no proof to back up your claims, and I'd advise you against snitching.
Damn it. I thought it would
What's
work.
with you wandering around here like a...
We saw you. Go die of thirst.
So what you guys up to?
What happened to the statue of St. Brendan? Dreadful.
What makes you think we did it?
We're bootleggers, not
That's just
savages.
a little hunch.
Who do you think defaced the statue?
What do I know? They could have done it by themselves.
The sailors.
Also
Who
true.
else, in your opinion? And who's interested?
So, who are you?
Are you stupid or are you doing it on purpose?
Everybody knows us on Darkwater.
I've just arrived.
Let's just say we're standing guard for the owner of the site. And we let no one enter her property.
I like how immediately I could lie, and then immediately after it's just like, oh, by the way, you know, I just arrived here.
Kat. She's your boss.
What? You listen through keyholes?
She's the boss,
What?
yeah. She says
No,
who
broken
goes in
window.
or not.
Shut up, you dummy. You wanted to know that you also talk too much.
She must be quite intimidating if she can make two men like you tremble.
She redid the smile at the last one who wanted to get in.
I hope he had a good dentist.
No, you don't understand. She really cut him a new smile.
But he only smiles with the left cheek.
Also, I just realized they both have the exact same face. It's just they have different hairstyles. And, you know, one has a hat. But they're exactly the same face. It's really weird. Twins.
She sounds frightening, your boss.
And she doesn't like to be talked about behind her back.
I've got to enter the Hawkins warehouse. I guess it's going to be complicated.
No, it's very simple, in fact. Fuck off.
I don't give a damn about your racket. I just want to get into this warehouse.
And we don't give a damn about you. Whatever your reason for wanting inside, there's nothing we can do for you.
I bid you gentlemen farewell. If I
Well,
can't
that
get
didn't
rid
really
of
give us
those,
anywhere.
I'll have to look for another way.
Oh, is this the other way that has presented itself? Oh, no, maybe not. Hello.
Where do you think you're going?
Just walking. Kinda
I'm not here
gotta get
to
into that
hinder your work,
warehouse.
officer. Edward Pierce, private detective.
Sorry, we're all a little on edge today. What are you doing here?
I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins family.
Darn it. Why do you want to drag up all that stuff again?
My investigation has led me to this warehouse.
That case was closed months ago.
Interesting. What do you know about the
What
Hawkins
more can you
case?
say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your
That's
head
what
to
they
go
say.
wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Is he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone. You again. I told you to...
No need to get worked up.
Oh, okay. No more dialogue from you. Where to go? Where to go? You shysters, you're crazy. That's a bad omen. Oh, everyone's left. Okay.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
What are
This
they doing around
warehouse
here?
looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. You want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am.
Well,
Everyone's
heard
scared
of,
of that
not
one.
really seen.
She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
Hey, I am a war veteran. I'm pretty sure I
take
can
my
kick
leave.
this lady's ass. If push comes to shove, you know. The spot hidden skill allows you to detect hidden items in a close range. That's all these. Okay, fine. So, how do I know if it's hidden or not?
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
Yeah, you just take the pulley and do that. So go upstairs.
I could use this old winch to lift the grating, but it's been completely
a
taken to
crank.
bits. There must be some spare parts amid all this clutter.
So is that where the hidden object comes into play? Oh, I didn't know I could do that. So pressing, oh wait, is that it? I don't know. How does the hidden stuff work? Oh, hello. Some animation. This lever activates a mechanism. It's
This
weird.
handle will be perfect for the winch.
I mean, it didn't. If you said the stuff was chewed up, how is it gonna attach to it? Don't you kind of need something to take away all the rest of the bits? There's nothing. Oh, what was it saying it was chewed up for? I don't know. Leave. How do I? How do I winch the winch? Okay. Is there something else I gotta do? Get inside the warehouse 36. Oh, hello. A ratchet device? It was.
A ratchet device. Exactly what I need.
Who would have known? This is just so convenient. Do I stick it on there? Okay. Yep, still can't do anything with it. Alright. I guess there's another hidden object around here. I mean, honestly, like, how is the... I still... Why did you freak out? What? What are you doing? That was weird. Like, took away his lighter.
A whale verdict.
Yeah, how's the...
If the newspaper clipping in the bar is
Oh, wow.
true, this bone is a real fossil.
What is it doing here? But, yeah, how's the hidden object thing work? I mean, shouldn't it just... Like, shouldn't it actually indicate from a distance or something? Like, I don't get how this is supposed to work. Maybe I can go to here. No. Where do I go? Anything else? I really don't want to have to look up what to do next. Hello? You weren't here before?
We're no longer at home on our own island. Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told that flunky that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
Okay. Yeah, for real, I don't really know what to do now.
You're back again. What can I do for you?
Bootleggers.
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island. But I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
My brain like turned off for a second because I was trying to drink some water. Also, oh, is that the statue they were talking about? So there's a door. Hello. Investigation. Hacha.
There.
Sweet. What we got in here?
Hello, old friend.
Bottle of liquor. This bottle is part of a batch of stolen from the cat. The boss of the bootleggers, an excellent way to learn or to lean on the guy who guards the entrance of the warehouse. Oh, okay, okay. I like where this is going. A little bit of a bribe, eh? Also, huh. Saint Brendan, the navigator.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in.
Occult language. Okay. There's a door here. Hello. And it's locked. Okay.
You again.
What about you? Yeah, me again. What about it?
I read the article on the miraculous catch. Interesting local folklore.
Don't get it into your head to repeat that round here. It's more than folklore. On that day, the crew of the Scylla caught an exceptional catch. The biggest whale ever caught. They saved dock water from famine.
Charles Hawkins owed you a lot of money. Do you know if he had problems?
I don't know the details, and it's not my business. Money or not, he was always welcome in my bar. The Hawkins family was always much appreciated on the island.
You seem to know Charles Hawkins well. How about his wife, Sarah Hawkins?
Well, she was a local somebody. We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Okay, I'm just going for repeated dialogue at this point, man.
That'll be all for now.
Do you like our song?
You guys.
We may. That's true.
I heard the Hawkins family owned a warehouse on the docks.
An old family of ship owners.
Tell me something I don't already know.
They were made much richer by the miraculous catch.
You shouldn't talk about the dead like that.
We're not speaking ill, we're just saying that Daniel Hawkins made a fortune without taking any risk.
There! You're speaking ill, you see.
It's your proof that the miraculous catch really did happen.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night.
So long.
Real bad.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it. Now please, leave us to our work.
You can't understand. You're not
Oh,
sailors.
that's the man with the smile.
You
that
didn't
they're
tell me
mentioning.
that the
Because, and now please.
You can't understand. You're not
You
sailors.
see the scar on his left cheek.
Sign. There's something coming. Something
Pretty interesting.
real bad. Don't put that beast back in the water.
Well, look.
Did you miss us?
Oh,
I have
here
an
we
offer
go.
that could interest you.
We're listening.
I need you to keep them busy for a while.
You send us to take the punishment while you go quietly about your business. What's in it for
Exactly.
us?
What would convince you to help me?
Buy a bottle
There's only
of booze.
one thing that'll get us to move.
For sure. Bring us something to drink and we'll take care of the bootleggers.
Look what I've got.
You're a good guy, you.
Yeah, I am.
Follow me. Cheers, you jackass.
I don't feel well.
Hey, where are you going?
What?
I hope for your sake that I didn't hear.
No, it's not what you think. It's just that you shouldn't hide your hooch in a fisherman's hut.
You got it coming. What? You helped yourself from my stock?
He's stewed to the gills. You'll get nothing out of him.
I'm not interested in the chat. I want to tan his hide.
Tan my what? Oh, no, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm okay now. Please.
Oh, yeah? What I heard didn't sound too friendly to me.
Well, at least we finally got into the warehouse. Or at least are going to the warehouse, I guess. Yeah, I felt like something would be back there. There's a ladder. Anything else? Move this around. Also, yeah, I didn't even point out the fact, but yeah, I guess this guy was married at some point.
Let's see.
I don't recall them ever mentioning about it. Oh wait, no.
Perfect.
That's supposed to be on the left hand, isn't it? For rings like that, so maybe it's just
this place
a ring
stinks.
to be there.
What
I
is the
imagine this
connection
whole
between
town
this
stinks.
place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Reconstruction. To enter reconstruction, hold both the triggers. Ow, that's blinding. Whoa. This is interesting. brain.
What happened here?
You didn't like his face? So he punched the mirror.
Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays in a place like this?
Oh.
It smells as bad as it looks.
Le Petit Paris.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
How do you know? Let's reconstruct it. So, where is it? Is this? Yeah, okay. Hawkins Warehouse. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact. The presence of blood, stained bandages must have also been noted, probably removed from the wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life, photograph press cutting. But it's also the discovery of a partial charred painting, recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins mansion, that allows all doubts to be lifted to the link between the contents of this building and the Hawkins case. Also, I think I'll read those others later. Actually, no, yeah. Yeah, this is stuff I've already read. Let's just do it. James Fitzroy. Occupation, captain. Age, 45. James Fitzroy is the captain of the Cheridus, the only boat that still sails between Darkwater and Boston. His base is at the harbor master's office, from where he misses nothing and happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him. The bootleggers despise him. He's offered to help me in my investigation. St. Brendan. Does the patron saint of whales and whalers still protect the sailors of Darkwater? Visibly, there were other gods before St. Brendan, and their worshippers do not seem to be of this opinion. The locals still worship the old saint, but a mark was made on the statue by another cult. Extracted from Notebook of Edward Pierce, Private Detective. Alright then. Okay, so now I have sort for CP. So how do I get CP exactly? I don't know exactly. It's weird. Let's go ahead and add points to this then. Oh, actually. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention. You know what? Yeah, just remove that. These are the only twos that need 4 CP. Um. Yeah, let's go with this one then. There we go. So that should be everything.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Friend the police officer. Let's team up. Someone else is...
Wound up? You mean messed up?
No. We don't take no lessons from the likes of you. We do our job carefully and fairly. No stone was left unturned.
Really? Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene?
Huh.
Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you...
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
No, Willie, no.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
You go ways away. Chapter 3. Garden of the Hawkins Mansion. Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises, signs of recent occupation as well as partly charred painting. Interrupted in his search by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join the investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. Man, I nearly drank all this fucking bottle. It was a huge bottle, too. That's crazy.
Well, here we are, Hawkins mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Oh boy, there's a lot here. Okay.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
No, I got other questions.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family. So he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it...
I am a detective,
the
sir.
Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Nope, so I got one more question. Huh, wonder why I took everything off that time.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Night falls quickly here. And I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you. If only to reassure Silas.
Okay,
why
that's
not?
fine.
You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Well, on that note, we'll end it here. Thank you for watching, and so far this is a pretty interesting game, actually, not gonna lie. I'm kind of enjoying just the idea of the story and all that. It's a little hard to follow. It's very slow, but who knows, maybe the conclusion will be worth it. But, yeah. See you guys next time. Have a great day.